Yeah, there you go. Great first quarter, obviously, and then the script seemed to flip in the second, and then it was pretty much a dogfight towards the end. I mean, what was the thing that most pleased you about getting that W this afternoon?
Look, anytime you come on the road and get a win, irrespective of who you're playing, but like they're the champions still. So to come over, do a great job. In my time, this is the first time we've won here. So, you know, as I always say, we're slowly building and trending in the right direction. Second quarter, we just ditzied around, putzed around a little too much. They out-rebounded us, and that was tough for us, you know. But we realigned at halftime, and we got it done.
Overcoming 24 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
And obviously that would have been a negative that you focused on, but how were you able to do that and get the W down the stretch?
Yeah, like I just off the top of my head, I don't know, but they would have had a few possessions where they probably had 3-4 offensive rebounds, and then if we come away with the fifth, it kind of negates. But look, they were playing volleyball there for a few possessions. But look, we're in a nice rhythm at both ends of the floor, sharing the ball, multiple guys contributing at the right times of the game.
I know a lot of people focus in on the gentleman sitting next to him and the points he scored, but tonight I just thought you let the game come to him and just talk more about how good his playmaking was and defense down the stretch as well.
Yeah, like there are a couple things that I've tried to get people to buy in and realize, playmaking ability, and then also his defense, you know, just keeping the guy in front. Some teams want to target him a little bit, but we're happy and confident, and we go from there. But it's nice that people are understanding that it's just not about the points. Terrific to see.
What about your role players? I mean, Hiram Harris doesn't score that much, but I thought he was huge tonight for you.
Yeah, like everyone has to do their job.
Yeah.
I think saying a role player is somewhat disrespectful, you know, because you have to be a champion at what you do. And that's why we've constructed the roster we have, because you need to perform your task at the right level, and then you're a superstar in your role, and that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. This organisation historically, I mean, has always had a specific identity. So obviously, going way back, run, starting to have some fun.
Yep.
Then obviously you move forward, kind of the Rob Beveridge, Trevor Gleeson era, which is built on defence. This group now, where you're at, do you feel like you're starting to develop your own identity, or are you still sort of building towards it?
That's not for me to worry about. I like to play attractive basketball on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I think the guys are doing a tremendous job of that. We play with good pace and we have good purpose at the defensive end. Can we continue to get better? I believe so. But we have guys bought in and accepting what we need to do to win. And that was the change. We figured out we needed to win some games ugly, and now all of a sudden people are trying to give us credit that we're playing nice basketball. It just took us a minute.
Bryce, what's the confidence level in the group right now? I mean, it's been a big change, obviously, from the last time you were sitting right there.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just staying in the moment. We understand the way we're playing, the way we've been playing the past few months, but we try not to dwell on it because all that matters is the next game. So it's great to get this win on the road. Like JR said, it's our first time winning here in a couple seasons, but we got to flush it, you know, on the way back to the hotel or the airport. It's done and dusted.
Is that going to be the key, that kind of mindset, do you think, sort of down the stretch, particularly? You guys have still got a chance at the top, so obviously you'll get some sort of home court in the playoffs, but do you think that's going to be the key, that type of mindset moving forward?
That's been the key for quite some time now. I think that's the only way to approach things. You know, you approach things in the moment as they come. Once things happen, whether good or bad, you take it in, analyze, and then you move on.
And you come to a venue that hasn't been kind to you, Bryce, as you mentioned, with 13,000 fans, off a 39-hour turnaround. How difficult was that, and how proud are you the way the team handled that short turnaround?
I mean, I wouldn't use the word difficult. At the end of the day, everybody has to play Friday, Sunday games, regardless of, you know, where you're located. So we tried to not let that factor in, but definitely proud of the fact that we were able to get a great win against a good team on the road, especially after playing, less than 48 hours ago. So I am proud of that, but we don't worry about how far it is and all that.
Every team has to do it, but not every team has the record you have. John, the last 4 times you've had a round double. You've won the second leg, and all 4 have been on the road. What's your reaction to that, and why have Perth handled what other teams don't seem capable of handling?
Well, the thing is, we get tested again next week. But as Bryce said, you can only take care of what's in front of you. So if we don't take care of Friday, we can't be in here talking like this. So we can never get ahead of ourselves. And the thing that people didn't see is when we were not playing attractive basketball, we were still doing the same things. Like, I haven't changed anything besides us playing better, and like the rotation changed a little bit. So we've had a group that's believed from day one, and they're making the most of it right now. And you have to live in the moment, and you can only worry about the thing that's right in front of you.
Matty mentioned it, but just talk to us about Ty Webster and his development this season. His last 4 games, the stats are way up what he's done as a season. So he's on an upward trajectory. What do you make of him today and his growth over the last month? So?
Oh, look, he's been fantastic when we've been on this, stretch over the last couple of months. He was probably the one. Well, we had several guys, but he was probably the guy that was really trying to figure out where he fit in with this group. Playing with a dynamic player like BC in the backcourt, and he's a dynamic player himself. So just seeing where he fits in, his teammates understanding to utilize his skill set in the right moment as well. So I never went away from believing in what Ty could do for our team. We had to bring that out of him, and it just took a little bit of time. And you can see, probably the last 2-3 weeks, he's been playing at a very high level.
We interviewed him pre-game. He was cracking gags. He was referring to himself as a loose unit. He was smiles from ear to ear. Is he an infectious sort of help to the team, Bryce, aside from what he's doing on the stat sheet, box score?
Yeah, I mean, we feed off his energy in practice and in the games. I'd say, him and Ush, a little 1-2 tandem, so we feed off everything that they do.
Speaking of Usher, I mean, obviously a big night for him, and he's had his ups and downs, but I think it was more about the physicality and the energy that he played with tonight. It was so impressive. Yeah, look,
he's, since it seems an eternity ago when he went to the bench, he's evolved himself as a basketball player, just not on game night, practice. So he's done a great job, and you can see the impact he can have. And we have many guys that can influence the game in different ways, like Wags, big 3, corner 3. Doolittle just with his presence out on the floor. David Quera over the last 3 or 4 games has come in and given us a nice lift off the bench. So you're always going to get your chance, your opportunity, your moment. Do your best in that, and it'll grow for sure.
Adam, you want to ask any questions?
Yeah.
Anyone on the Zoom? Craig?
I'll score one more while I wait. John, it's a big advantage from finishing first as opposed to second, and you're right there with Melbourne now. Do you make that a focus? Do you publicly say we want top spot? I know the way the playoff works would suggest it's a bigger prize. How do you feel about the ladder and where you are in relation to Melbourne?
In all honesty, we never talk about that, because if we're worried about that, we're not worried about what leads to the results that we're getting. The results will take care of them if you take care of your own business.
You're up, Craig.
Yeah, John, just on Bryce, he's become the 3rd person in the 40-minute era to score 5,000 points today. Can you just pump up his tyres and tell us what he means to the club, the league, the sport?
Look, where he fits in the upper echelon of talent that's played in this league throughout its existence, that's for people to figure out once he's done playing. But while he's playing, he's going to give his best effort to make that question an easy answer. So what he does for the league, what he's done for the club, what he makes me look like as a coach, you got to let superstars be superstars. And I've said it before, when someone's rolling like that, the best thing you can do is stay out the way.
Bryce, were you aware of the impending milestone? And if not, what does it mean to you?
My mom actually told me after the game, of all people. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool milestone. I wasn't aware of it, so yeah, it definitely took me by surprise. But that's a pretty cool accomplishment.
Imagine if you would have played in the 48-minute era.
You're right. Yeah, would have loved to play in the 48-minute era.
What did Mum have to say after the game?
She said, "Congratulations, you scored. I was here for your 5,000th point." And I was like, "Oh," I had a smile on my face, but yeah, Real short and sweet.
Very good. Thank you.
Anyone else on the